8 yards. Excellent textbook tackle out here on the outside in the open field to keep it at 8 yards.
It's third down and about 2.5, 3 yards. Empty backfield. Williams back to pass, looking left, slings it. Nobody there, falls incomplete. He was looking for Person. He was taken off downfield. Looked like it must have been a comeback route. He kept going.
Mauricio Williams, he saw Sawyer Wilfong coming in from his right side. He had to get rid of that ball faster than he wanted to. It looked like he was looking for somebody to go to the flat, which is where he threw it, but both of his receivers were running post patterns down the left side of the field.
Fourth down coming up for Madison. And it looks like they're going to set up the punt.
With the speed that they've shown us tonight, I wouldn't be surprised to see them fake a punt here at some point.
Not this time. Oh, my goodness, just a kick that goes directly straight up into the air. It does take a Madison bounce to the 34 before it's down there. Not much of a punt by Madison.
He kicked that up to eye level, and we're up in the press box. Unfortunately, it only went 7 yards past the line of scrimmage. He did get a 10-yard bounce. Unfortunately, when you hit a punt like that, the same rule applies. You just go get back in the huddle. You don't even look at your sideline, because you already know what your coach is saying.
The Herculaneum given decent field position, which could have been much, much worse. But they'll take it 1st and 10 on their own 34. Tied up at 6, 4:30 to play in the first half. Here's Harper getting the handoff to the near side at the 30-yard line, cuts it up to the 40, still on his feet, to the 45, brought down just shy of the 50. First down run for Landon Harper. He's good for about 14.
They actually managed to get out here and get that left side screened off, and Harper got a good burst of speed after he got that ball to get around those first wave of defenders. Good hustle by the Madison prep player to actually chase him down from behind, because there was nothing but green in front of him. They're going to chase from behind if they break through this first wave of line of scrimmage here because of the way they're playing defense.
1st and 10 at the 48 for Herculaneum. 3 men in the backfield. Venable out of the gun. They bring Nelson in motion. They fake the handoff to him. Instead, they go to Harper, the first option, and he is dropped for a loss. He takes 3 yards, loss. Back the other way it goes to the 45.
12th carry tonight for Harper unofficially. I've got him for 39 yards. He has had to work for every single yard he's got tonight.
He just had one of his longest runs just a moment ago of 14.
Harper's got so many yards this year. We talk about that like he's having a rough night, but he's still averaging over 3 yards a carry.
That's not too shabby. And this Madison team, I mean, let's face it, they are really stuffing the box against him. Empty backfield as Venable's going to look to pass. Throws to the right side. He's got a man wide open. Catch down the right side and hanging on to the football and going out of bounds after picking up the first down is number 11, Brandon Smith for Herculaneum.
Herculaneum's first completion of the night. It was good for about 8 yards, but on the tackle, he spun around and got the extra 3 so he could pick up the first down.
1st and 10, Herky. They are now into Madison territory. 3:17 to play in the half. Venable hands it off. Nico Brown up the middle. He gets a carry, and he doesn't get much. He gets maybe 1. Brought down at the 41.
Nico Brown is a tough, hard-nosed kid who can really drive through the ball. Then again, they had Levi Stockard standing right there waiting for him, the 6'5" defensive lineman for Madison.
He is a big guy.
Some of these smaller guys, I've seen Nico in a couple of games this season. He'll absolutely lower a shoulder and just drop 2 people at one time. If he gets a full head of steam with his shoulders going the right way.
Harper gets it this time, I believe, or do they go back to Nico? I think Nico was lined up again. Yep. He's able to fight his way to the 39-yard line. Picks up about 2 yards there. It's still going to be 3rd and 7. Tied up at 6 here in this one between Herculaneum and Madison.
2:16, 2:13 left here before halftime. I'm sure the coach is just trying to put some form of points on the board going into the locker room here and leave no time for Madison to do anything.
Madison will get the football to start the second half. Venable out of the gun, back to pass, looking to the right side. He's going to heave it down the right side. Has a man, it's knocked away and falls incomplete. Kaufman had it there for a moment, but could not hang on. That was a dangerous throw, too.
Excellent coverage by the Madison Prep cornerback on that. They're playing out of a man-to-man. He had that pass read the whole way, and it was a floater. It was up in the air a long time. Kaufman actually came back and had to play a defensive back and jump over the player, got his hands on it, and it definitely would have gone down as the pass of the year for me that I would have seen if he would have been able to bring that down, because he would have been in the end zone if he would have been able to keep his hands on that ball.
Instead, it's fourth down. Herculaneum forced to punt. Kick is away to the near side. Takes a bounce at the 10. Rolls down to the near the goal line. Now Person's going to try to operate from there and nowhere to go. Herculaneum brings him down at the 5-yard line. So Madison will be pinned deep in their own territory with $1:36 left here in the first half.
Got the flag down. It looks like we got another illegal block in the back. L.J. Nelson out here on this gunner position on the left side. Got down there very quick. The Madison Prep made a mistake by even fielding that ball on a punt on the 1-yard line. You want to let that go into the end zone. L.J. Nelson gets blocked in the back, hits the ground, gets back up, and still makes the tackle on the 5-yard line.
Knotted up at 6 as we approach the end of the second quarter. Also watching, of course, on KJFF Web TV tonight, as well as listening on 1400 AM.
Oh, I thought for a second there they were going to leave it on the 5-yard line, but he's stepping it back right now to the 1. I was a little confused there because Madison came out and ready to snap the ball.
So Williams will have to operate out of the shotgun, standing in the end zone. Or is he going to go under center? Yeah, he is going to go under center. No, he's not. Now he goes back under center. Give is to Brown, trying to run left side. He is in trouble. He almost coughed the football up. He's brought down shy of the 5-yard line. His forward progress was stopped. Then he went backwards from there. He fights his way to the 4.
It looked like that line out there for the extra points that they have on the field kind of bit him in the right toe. And there were a couple of Herculaneum players just waiting for him, and they drove him backwards after that play.
It's going to be second down and about 7 as we get a timeout called with 1:28 left. Gives us a chance to check on some of these scores from across the area. First round of district play in high school football. And we'll see where we stand here on some of these matchups from around. Fredericktown on top 14-7 at the half over Potosi on J98. J98 Web TV game. Kennett and St. Genevieve are tied at 21. Sykeston leads Farmington 41-6. Jefferson R7 trails at the half to Cuba 16-0. Mark Twain all over Crystal City 42-0. That's in the second. St. Vincent 14-8 over Barrett Academy. Valley Catholic 34-0 in the second, leading Chaffee. St. Pius 21-14 on top of Dexter. Central 43-14 over New Madrid. Cape Central 42-0 over DeSoto. Hillsboro 30-12 leading Perryville. North County and Festus are tied at 7. And Afton on top 41-0 over Windsor. Madison moves the football up the middle to not much fanfare, if you will, up to about the 8-yard line. And Herculaneum's going to burn another timeout.
I think both teams have used 2 of their timeouts now. Herculaneum clearly doesn't want Madison to get any kind of a break here. They want to keep him pinned down in this area. And I'm sure Coach Cook wants to stop him here and possibly get the ball back. That's why he's calling a timeout, because Madison has just called a timeout. He's hoping he can get the ball back with good field position and at least get 1 or 2 shots at the end zone.
Yeah, and why not? Absolutely. Afton with a 41-0 lead over Windsor. That's at the half. Vianney 19-10 leading Fox in the second. Kirkwood 35-3 over Northwest in the second. And Eureka 28-0 leading Seckman. That's in the second. So for the most part, most of the games have been one-sided around the area, although Festus and North County tied at 7. That one maybe a little bit surprising. But here we go, back to action here. Third down and about 3 for Madison. Williams under center, fakes the handoff. He's rolling to the left. He's going to try to tuck and run. Still on his feet. Great job keeping his footing. He was able to make it to the 20-yard line. Brought down at the 22.
Did we have a flag in late on this play? Nope, they're waving him up. I thought I saw a flag from the far side, Judge. Christian Jackson finally got a hold of a leg and didn't let go after a nice run there of about 12.
And that's big for Madison because they will keep the football for the remainder of the half, more than likely. Williams back to pass. He was out of that bunch formation. Now he's going to roll to the right. Throws over the middle. Picked off by Herculaneum. Christian Jackson picks it off for Herculaneum. And the Black Cats do get the football back with a little bit of time remaining.
On Madison's 40-yard line, I'm sure this is exactly what Coach Cook wanted. They were in essentially a nickel defense. They had 6 guys drop back into coverage. 2 players are right there. Christian Jackson just back there watching the quarterback. Bad throw over the middle. There wasn't a receiver anywhere near. Christian Jackson just hauls it in, tucked it away, and held on to that ball to give Herculaneum another shot.
Empty backfield for Venable. Back to pass. Now he's just going to tuck and run. We got a flag on the far sideline. Let's see about this. And it's obviously on Herculaneum because the play stopped. Illegal procedure, 5 yards back to the 45.
The last 2 weeks in a row, we've actually had illegal procedure plays where they actually allowed the play to continue. And we couldn't quite figure that out because normally illegal procedure on the offense, the play's dead.
It should be. Mm-hmm.
And they actually allowed the play to continue. We were discussing it. We couldn't figure out why they were doing that.
Empty backfield again. Venable back to pass. Now he's going to tuck and run. He's got nowhere to go. He's bottled up and sacked for a big-time loss. And the big guy, Stockard, got in there on that play.
Stockard actually pulled an NFL move. It was a swim move where he just went over the top using his 6'5" frame and went right in between the guard and the tackle. Unfortunately, Venable had no chance on that.
Venable quickly back to taking the snap. He's going to run it up the middle, looking for some room. He's got some. Now trying to make it to the far side. There he goes down the sideline. Got the first down and then rolls out of bounds inside the 30. What a run by Tim Venable for Herculaneum. I don't see any flags on the play. He went out of bounds at the 25-yard line. 13 seconds remain. It'll be 1st and 10, Herculaneum at the Madison 25.
Prior to this, Venable had 5 rushes. He was negative 7 yards on my stat sheet. That 30-yard run puts him up to 23. And with 9 seconds left, Herculaneum, 25-yard line. They can definitely within scoring position now.
Venable back to pass. He's looking left, and we've got whistles again.
One of the players on the right side of college, or Madison Prep, was just standing up, yelling and screaming and looking at the Herky sideline. I don't know if he was talking to the guys who were in coverage on the receivers out here on the left side or what was going on.
Well, the referee's coming to the near sideline. The head referee. Okay, they want to put time back on the clock. 13 seconds instead of 9.
Well, that makes sense because he went out of bounds over there.
Yeah, it was at 13, yeah.
It was about 14 when he went out, so it took a little bit of a delay there. So 13 is probably about right. I'm sure the Madison coach isn't real happy about that. He's over there. He's in the side judge's ear right now, letting him know he doesn't like that one.
Empty backfield, Venable back to pass. Looks over the middle. Throws, and he gets his man in stride. It's caught, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Herculaneum. Kaufman on the reception for the Black Cats. They have the lead.
Kaufman is not his usual target. He likes to throw to Jackson and Smith. Kaufman ran a great slant route. He spread all the way to the right side of the field. He runs about 8 yards down to the field, 12 yards, and then just slants to his left at a 45 right across the middle. Good coverage by Madison College Prep. Beautiful throw by Venable right in the numbers, and the catch-up run puts Herculaneum on top with 7 seconds left.
Extra point, good. 13-6. Herculaneum on top with 7 seconds to play in the half. We are back in 1 minute on KJFF.
Comtree is celebrating its 40th anniversary and want to thank you for your support. Hi, this is Tracy Wicking. We've been providing services to our friends in Jefferson County and the surrounding area since 1974. We are now a comprehensive health center providing family medical care, dental care, behavioral health, and substance abuse treatment services. We want to be your healthcare home. Check us out online at comtree.org or call us at 636-931-2700. Comtree. Health happens here.
Herculaneum once again finds the end zone. So guess what? They've got the lead 13-6, and both of their touchdowns have come after turnovers by Madison Prep.
After the last game we did for Herculaneum, Coach Cook was talking about how Tim Venel has progressed with the way he throws, but he still wasn't stepping into his throws. He stepped into that throw beautifully and hit Kaufman right in the number 83.
End-over-end kick, a short one, squib kick. Madison on the return to the 45-yard line, 2 seconds to play. So they'll have to snap it once before the half gets here.
Herculaneum just needs to be smart here, keep everything in front of them. I'm sure they'll go into that nickel defense because they expect Madison to throw if they're going to try to do something. They're just going to keep everything in front of them and make sure no penalties and just make sure that they knock the ball down is all they want to do right here and end this half.
13-6, Black Cats on top, and this will be the final play of the half. And Madison will get the football to start the third quarter when we come back from halftime. Williams takes a snap. He's going to look to throw. Time expires. He's going to tuck and run now. And he runs over a man, but he does get tripped up. Good job holding his ground. Little number 25 for Herculaneum making the stop there. Jesse Odell stopping Williams. And that'll do it for the half. Herculaneum Black Cats carry a 13-6 lead over Madison College Prep in the Class 2 District 2 first round. Herculaneum might be the number 2 seed, but Madison hanging with them. It's 13-6 as they kick off to the Bears here in the second half. It's a squib kick to the near side, fielded at the 40. Room up the middle to the 50-yard line, across the 50 to the 47. It was Williams, the quarterback, on the return.
Well,
usually you don't see a quarterback out there returning kicks, but he was one of the up men.
Yeah, it's playoff football, though. I'm sure the coach of Madison College Prep, he wants to get his best athletes on the field as much as he possibly can. And that's just a case, the young man's got good feet, and he can really go, so let's put him up there in that first line in case they try that onside kick.
So a short field for Madison Prep to start the third quarter. It's Williams out of the shotgun. Empty backfield. Takes a snap, backs up a couple steps, rolling to the right. Now he's going to run with it. He is met. He is going to be dropped for a loss at the 50. Herculaneum had a pretty good surge up front. Several of those big bodies were up there. Devin Foote, among others, to make that stop on Williams. 3-yard loss.
Great job there of getting that defensive push on the left side. That was a little more of a draw play. There wasn't much misdirection, so Herculaneum just stayed in their lanes and shut it down quite nicely.
Empty backfield again for Williams. 3 receivers to the near side, twins to the right. Throws goes over the middle. It's caught, and not enough for a first down, but a couple of yards picked up there by Brown of Madison Prep. He makes the catch at the 43. Brought down immediately.
Slat pattern across the middle. A lot of receivers duck and cover on that one and don't make that catch. Good job of pulling the ball down. Herculaneum had the coverage, though, to shut it down quick.
Third down and about 6. Williams looks to the sideline. Gets the snap. And he's going to roll out to the right side. He's got some room. He throws, and it's short, incomplete. Brings up 4th down. Now he short hopped that one to his intended target. He was trying to get it to Brown out there on the right side.
That's something that Herculaneum didn't do in the first quarter. They weren't getting any pressure on that quarterback whatsoever, and he could just stand back there and do whatever he wanted. They've shown in the second quarter they finally figured out a way to get pressure on him, he has a hard time throwing when he's under pressure or rolling out of the pocket.
Madison is standing back at the 45-yard line to punt it away. It's a high snap. Wow, he's just able to hang on to it, and he boots it away, so he does make something out of nothing, and the ball is immediately down inside the 25-yard line at the 23. But wow, what a high snap that was. He nearly snapped it over the punter's head.
Very athletic play by the young man to get a hold of that, bring it down, and just get that punt off. That could have been an absolute backbreaker to give the ball to Herculaneum on that 35 or 40-yard line of their own.
We'll thank some of our sponsors of our football coverage tonight, Ruther Ford and Herculaneum, as well as Kettle Hut's Smokehouse in Crystal City. And our season sponsors, the Lowry Law Firm in Hillsborough, the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Festus, Plaza Tire Service in Festus as well. So Herculaneum gets the ball for the first time in the second half, leading 13-6. They're on their own 23-yard line. Harper gets the handoff to the near side, and he gets bottled up and brought down for no gain.
Yeah, Levi Stockard in there again. They just don't have an answer for him yet. I'll be surprised if they don't come out with some sort of misdirection, try to get the big man moving one way so that they can't get some screen blocking on him rather than try to block that big of a gentleman, heads up.
A little over 10 minutes left in this third quarter. We're just getting underway with the second half. The Herculaneum Blackcats lead 13-6 over Madison College Prep. Venable out of the gun. He's got three receivers to the left side. And he's going to give it to Harper, running left. He's got blockers out there. Now a flag is thrown as Harper gets brought down around the 27-yard line.
Looks like they're calling a hold from the side judge there. Herculaneum did a good job of staying penalty-free. They only had a couple of penalties there in the first half, two of them for maybe 10 yards. This is not how they want to start this one out.
It's really their first real costly penalty, as it brought down, negated a decent little run there by Harper.
What's really going to hurt about it is he actually, the hold was actually in the backfield. That really hurts because that's going to back him up to, second and about 19?
Yeah, I'd call it a second and 20. Looks like they mark it at the 19, not quite at the 20-yard line. I'm sorry, on the 14. Venable hands it off to Harper. He gets slowed up in the backfield, and then help arrives as he gets brought down for a loss. Another play going the opposite direction for Herculaneum.
Madison College Prep put all 9. They had 8 guys up on the line of scrimmage. And Tavon Minor, they just didn't account for him. Too many guys up there on the line of scrimmage, and he got through there clean as day and got a hold of Harper before he could even do anything. And he loses about another 6 or 7 on that play.
It's going to be third down and 27. Third and a mile. Herculaneum has to get to the 34-yard line. Harper gets the handoff running left, and he gets hit in the backfield and dropped, and the Madison defense is fired up after stopping him there. It'll bring up fourth down.
Madison College Prep is flat out sold out. They're daring Herculaneum to throw the ball against them. They're in straight-up man-to-man coverage. It doesn't matter how many receivers they put out there, and whatever's left, they're putting it between the tackles and flat out going after this Herculaneum running game.
Punt is away. Decent kick, no doubt. Person hangs on to it back at the 45-yard line. He's up to the 40, and he trips up. Nobody touched him. He just went down at the 35-yard line.
That 40-yard mark over there got him, the number 4. He had a lot of room to go. He probably could have gone another 7, 8 yards before he actually got to the coverage.
Yep.
It was kind of a low-line drive kick that outran the coverage. He had more space to go. If that 4 didn't get him, that could have gotten really interesting for Herculaneum.
Yeah, he certainly got a couple of those earthworms got him.
Either way, they've got great field position to start this drive.
Yes, they do. Let's see if Madison can do anything out of it. At the 35-yard line, they trail by 7. Empty backfield for Williams. Now they bring Brown in closer, and he gets the handoff, and he gets a couple of yards up the middle before being stopped. He got maybe 2 on the play.
Nico Brown out of that middle linebacker spot they can't do a whole lot in the middle. Nico's done a very good job of shutting down the middle between the tackles. He's the only linebacker in between the tackles here for Herculaneum, and he's doing a good job of controlling that 7 or 8 yards in the middle.
Second down and about 7. Empty backfield. Williams is going to look to throw. Now he's going to sling it near side in the flat. Couple of yards picked up down the near sideline. He goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line is the receiver, number 10, DeMarco Young. He is brought down at the 16, sets up a
get it out on that screen play. Did a good job of blocking for him so he could pick up 22 on that play.
Now Williams, direct snap. He's going to run it up the gut. He's got a couple of yards. Nico Brown, among others, there to bring him down after a couple of yards. That's just direct snap and just run it straight up the middle. 5 yards he picked up.
That's Madison's version of the old Wildcat offense where you just snap it, he just goes. It's a designed play. They're trying to catch him off guard with only 3 down linemen.
Herculaneum back to 4 linemen now. Low snap. Williams picks it up off the turf. Now he's going to tuck and run, and he is going nowhere. Big number 78 in there to make the stop for Herculaneum, Eric Bennington. He takes a loss of about 4 yards, 3rd down and 9. This is a big play for that Herky defense.
So far, they're doing a good job of containing Williams on the run. He's at -2 yards on 3 carries here in the second half.
He's back to pass again. Flushed out of the pocket. He's hit. He escapes. He's running to the near side. Throws. And the ball is caught down near the goal line by Young. He makes the catch right around the 2-yard line. He was down to his knees, but he caught it. And a 1st and goal for Madison. And that's a big play for Madison as Herculaneum looked like they were going to stop him in the backfield, take him down for a loss. He escaped. He found an open man. Got it to him. 1st down for the Bears.
Tough throw, too, rolling out to his left after about having his jersey pulled off.
Brown with the carry, running to the near side, trying to get to the edge. He's in. Touchdown, Madison. He just outran everybody. Herculaneum was stacked up front. He just kind of moved his way over to the edge and outran everybody to the corner of the end zone.
Both side judges threw their flags, probably illegal procedure.
Yep. Ed's coming back. 2nd time Madison Prep is having a touchdown called back.
After 75 yards and penalties in the first half, I'm sure the coach is trying to talk to him about a little discipline, and a lot of those are just unforced errors. Illegal procedure, you know the snap count.
Yes.
And you're still jumping off sides. That'll drive a coach nuts.
Now they're going back to a stacked backfield. 3 backs behind Williams as he's under center. They pitch it to the right side to Brown. He's trying to get to the edge. Harper's there to meet him. Slows him up, but he escapes. He's running to the near side now. There's an illegal block. Nico Brown finally brings Brown down back around the 13-yard line, but there's a big penalty. There's a big-time illegal block in the back by Madison Prep.
The big man we've been talking about, Levi Stocker, was trying to come back and help out his running back on the reverse. The big man couldn't get that helmet down far enough, put helmet to helmet right on the player on a blindside shot, defenseless player, and absolutely leveled him. You could hear the helmet to helmet all the way up here in the booth.
I'm pretty sure he popped Pennington on that play. I think it was 78 that he hit.
After the penalty, 1st and goal from the 23-yard line.
And another big-time penalty pushes Madison Prep back.
That's a 15-yarder there. That one hurts. From the spot of the foul, they're all the way back on the 23-yard line now.
1st down and 24 to go. Out of the gun, Williams looking to pass. Flushed out. Throws over the middle. Dangerous toss. It's up, and it's up for grabs, and it's caught into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Madison Prep. Caught in the end zone by Brown. Notori Brown just leaps for that one and out jumped everybody to make the catch.
That ball was in the air a long time, and there were 3 Herculaneum defenders converging on the ball. It almost looked like they saw each other coming, and they all kind of hesitated. And Dory Brown got up there, got a hold of that ball, and just drifted backwards the 2 yards he needed into the end zone.
They're going for two. Snap to Williams, throws to the corner near side, leaping grab in the end zone. It's caught by Person, and the two-point conversion is good, and Madison College Prep takes the lead 14-13 over Herculaneum. We'll take a 1-minute break on KJFF.
The Medicine Shop, with locations in Festus and Peebly, is committed to providing the residents of Jefferson County with much more than just prescription refills, like free local delivery, automatic refills, and reminders, diabetic and medical equipment, and the personal service that you deserve, just to name a few. That's the Medicine Shop Pharmacies, across from the post office in Festus and on Commercial Boulevard in Peebly, caring beyond prescription.
Walmart Supercenter in DeSoto is a great place to get everything you need for any occasion in your life. From a great selection of food, including a fresh deli and bakery, to all the latest trends in clothing, electronics, housewares, hunting supplies, and more. And special occasions, Walmart Supercenter in DeSoto stocks everything that you need for birthdays, anniversaries, weddings, and more. Walmart Supercenter in DeSoto. Always a good choice. Save money, live better, Walmart.
Madison College Prep has their first lead of the night, 14-13. They lead Herculaneum, 5:34 to play in the third quarter. Bears kick off. Deep kick right down the middle, and it's going to be fielded by Brandon Smith back at the 5. He bobbled it for a moment, but now he's up the middle with it and brought down, slammed to the ground, if you will, right at the 20.
Player got in there and got him right in the ankles and upended him, sent him head over heels on that play. Looks like they're trying to get everybody separated now. That was a good run back after that bobble. It took him 2 or 3 times to try to get that ball back, picked back up. He did a good job to get up at least the 18-yard line on that play.
Ball is marked at the 19, 1st and 10, Herculaneum, trailing by a point.
Herculaneum definitely won the battle of field position in the first half so far here. Madison Prep has started on Herculaneum's 47-35, and they hit pay dirt on this last one.
On another drive that was marred with penalties, but they still were able to overcome. Harper with a run up the middle. He only gets a couple across the 20 to the 21, maybe 2 yards there for Harper. He has been held in check in this game.
First half, he had 12 carries for 39 yards, and one of his longer runs was the 12-yarder to punch it into the end zone on their first touchdown play. So far, he's still in negative yardage here in the second half.
Blackcats have got to find a way to get him going, but Madison is stacking that box. Venable fakes the handoff. He's going to run himself up the middle, and not much there. He faked it to Harper. He kept up the middle, and maybe gets one.
Auton Sims Jr. twice has come down off of that left end spot, and he's a very small guy for a left end, but he's come down behind the defense and actually made 2 plays here back to back.
3rd down and about 7 for Herculaneum. They're looking at another 3rd down and fairly long. Madison Prep trying to stop the Blackcats yet again. Man brought in motion, that's Brown. Back to pass. Quick slant over the middle, and the ball is bobbled, and it looks like it's intercepted by Brown of Madison Prep. Or is it incomplete? No, they say it is an interception by Brown.
Brown actually picked it off, and he was bobbling the ball, and as he was falling down and the Herculaneum receiver was tackling him, his teammate, Travion, actually took the ball out of his hands and went to the ground. That was one of the more interesting interceptions. I guess you credit both players with a half interception.
Can you do that? I don't know.
I don't have that on my stat sheet, but that's what I'm going to have to go with. Unfortunately, Herculaneum's first pass of the night, or the second half, they get intercepted. It was a nice throw, just a great athletic play by Brown on the defense.
Williams up the middle on the keeper. Sidesteps a couple of guys, kept his feet moving. He's able to work it to the 25-yard line. He's going to pick up about 8 yards. Nothing fancy there. It's just a snap and run.
Up to that point, Herculaneum had held him to minus 2 yards here in the second half on 3 years. That puts him into positive yards. He's finally up to positive 6 now.
Empty backfield for Williams. He looks to the sideline for the play. Direct snap yet again. Williams has room up the middle, gets spun around, but he's reaching near the 10-yard line on that run, gets the first down and then some.
Solid 15-yard run. For those of you listening, that looks a lot like the old Wildcat offense. They snap it to him, and he has gone between the center and his right guard 2 times in a row, and he's picked up about 26 yards here on these last 2 plays.
Blackcats trying to find a way to slow him down. Madison has finally found something that works. But can they stop the penalties? Not right now. There's a false start. Illegal procedure against the Bears.
Third penalty on Madison in the second half here, and that's 25 yards in penalties already here in the third quarter. This game could be a lot different if they could eliminate 105 yards in penalties in 3 quarters.
And the Blackcats have not been able to get anything generated offensively in the second half.
That's kind of the way high school football goes. Sometimes you're looking for those matchups, and sometimes you have a team, you may be better than a team, but you just don't match up well against them. And right now, they're just daring Herculaneum to throw the ball, and they're counting on their speed to cover it.
Meanwhile, Madison has done just enough on offense. Williams out of the gun, empty backfield, looking to pass, looking to the right, slings it, but short, well short of his intended target. So he tried to work it to number 11, Davis.
Demasio Williams has been very effective here in the second half. He's 5 for 7 passing for 42 yards and a touchdown. Herculaneum's got to get back to get pressure on him.
He also has a converted 2-point conversion on the throw to the end zone as well. He's back to pass again to the right side. This time he finds his man. Davis, though, is going to be brought down. He got slowed up by one of the Herculaneum defensive backs. I think it was Harper. And then help came and arrived to bring him down for a loss.
Harper was way off the coverage on that one. He was about 8 yards deep. He did a good job of recovering and making up that 8 yards to get a hold of that leg and keep it to a... They actually brought him down in the backfield 5 yards.
Yes, they did. 3rd and 13. Low snap. Williams picks it up quickly, throws. It's intercepted. He threw it over the head of Person, and it's picked off by Herculaneum. Number 3, Tristan Byers. That's the 3rd interception by Herculaneum.
Tristan Byers is back there playing in that free safety position. His job is just to keep everything in front of him, make sure nothing goes into that end zone and get it knocked down. The overthrow by Demasio Williams, he did exactly what he's supposed to do. Got down low, picked that one up off the grass carpet, and the best thing that could have happened to Herculaneum, he hit the ground in the end zone,
yes,
not on the half-foot line.
Touchback. So Herky does begin the drive at the 20. We've got 1:55 remaining in the third quarter. Herculaneum trailing by 1, 14-13 to Madison.
Both of Herculaneum scoring in the first half came on turnovers. They had much better field position. Let's see what they can do here in the third quarter.
And not quite the same field position this time. But we'll see if they can get a long drive sustained. Hand off to Harper as he was coming on kind of the end-around route. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2nd down and 10.
They changed some things up. Madison College Prep did. They're doing a good job of containing Harper right now. But if Harper can get through that first wave of defenders, because that's all there is. They have no linebackers, no free safeties. There's nothing behind it. They're all within 3 yards. I've never seen this before where they don't have somebody deep. The coach of Madison College Prep must be confident in his team's defense to run anything down that does get past them.
In motion is Nelson. They give it to him, running left side, trying to cut it up the middle. He'll be tracked down from behind after a short gain. Not much there for Nelson.
Good pursuit by that defensive line there. They strung him out. Looks like he picked up about 2 on that play.
It's going to be 3rd down and about 8.
They're getting really good pursuit. Herculaneum's going to have to try to get that play where their wide receivers crack down to try to seal that edge off or which we saw them do on the touchdown run. They're not getting that seal on the edge so their running backs can get around the corner and get their shoulders turned up the field.
We've seen Herculaneum have to operate several times in the second half already, a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, and another one of these 3rd and 8s coming up right here. Venables back to pass, tries to tuck it, trying to run, but he's not going to get very far. He's able to fight his way up to the 25, but that's it. And it's going to bring up a 4th down. He just didn't have much time. He got the snap. He pump faked. He looked like he wanted to throw, and then all of a sudden that Madison defense was closing on him.
Levi Stockard, the big man for Madison, he was the first one through the line. He gets his hands in the air. Venables surely can't see anything. He just had to bring that thing down, and even though he got past the big man, there were 3 other players waiting for him on that pass. He was just back there too long.
That's going to be it for the 3rd quarter. Time expires. Madison College Prep leads 14-13 over Herculaneum.
Hi, this is Melody with the Lowry Law Firm. If you're facing criminal charges or suffering from devastating injuries, call our law office in Hillsborough or Festus. Since 1997, we've offered professional, service-oriented representation in Jefferson and surrounding counties. Our goal at the Lowry Law Firm is to put your mind at ease, and most importantly, achieve solid results. We are the Lowry Law Firm in Festus and Hillsborough. Look us up on the web at thelowrylawfirm.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Herculaneum's punt is out of bounds on 4th down and 5. They have to get rid of it, and it's out of bounds at the 44-yard line of Madison. So decent field position again for the Bears to start this next drive. They lead by 1 over Herculaneum, 14-13.
This is actually their worst starting position of the second half, and that's still on the 44-yard line.
Yeah, it's still near midfield.
Yeah, exactly. They're definitely winning the battle of field position here in the second half, where Herculaneum got the better of it in the first half on the interceptions and the turnovers. They did a good job of capitalizing on those. See if Herculaneum can hold Madison here on this and try to get some decent field position out of it for themselves.
Yeah, they got to get a stop here because they have just got to get the ball back as many times as possible, because this Herculaneum offense has really gone south in the second half. High formation for Madison. Haven't seen much of this in the second half. They give it to the second man through. That's Brown up the middle, off left tackle, I should say. He's reaching near the 50-yard line before being stopped. They mark him down at the 49 and pick up 5 yards.
Second carry of the night for Notori Brown. Pick up 5 yards, 7 yards total for him. Looks like we got a player down. Is that Brown who's down after that tackle?
I think so. Looks like he hurt his leg.
Realistically, for Herculaneum, the one problem they've had that they haven't quite been able to solve tonight is the biggest player on the field, Levi Stockard. Madison County College Prep is not a big team with the exception of one player, Levi Stockard, at about 6'5". They just don't seem to have an answer for him tonight.
Yeah. He's certainly been throwing his weight around. And it's not like he's a real big guy in terms of a lot of weight behind him, but he's just so tall. He's got so much leverage. Well, they continue to look at Notori Brown.
Looks like they're looking at his left knee or ankle.
Left leg for sure. Both teams will huddle on near their sidelines.
Notori Brown's a very athletic young man. Herculaneum has done a good job of really stacking things up between the tackles when they've tried to hand the ball off to their running backs, and he's had to bounce everything outside that he's got. The only person that's had any success at all is the quarterback, Demasio Williams, and he's just really picking that spot when he sees a gap in that. When Herculaneum goes back to that 3-down lineman, that's when Demasio will take the snap directly and just take off out of that, in between that guard and tackle spot.
Got a couple of pretty good games brewing around the area. Potosi trailing to Fredericktown 20-13. Potosi handled Fredericktown easily in the regular season, but Fredericktown has the lead in that one on J98, 20-13. Kennett 35-21 leading St. Genevieve. That one maybe is a little bit surprising. Brown is helped to his feet. He will limp off the field under his own power. Sykeston leading Farmington 48-14. Cardinal Ritter beats Grandview 62-0 tonight. The top seed Ritter advances, winning handily over Grandview tonight. Cuba leads Jefferson R7 22-0. That's the other game in this district.
It looks like they might just be rubbing his calves down for cramps the way they're handling him coming out.
If that's the case, that's a good sign. For Madison, it is for sure. They have to mix it up in the backfield right now. Long snap count here. And finally, it's given to the second back through. The fullback from earlier in the game, Antoine Sims, gets the carry that time. And he picks up a couple. It'll bring up 3rd down and 3. He was tackled at the 49 of Herculaneum.
Gavin Richards got some decent penetration there to get a hold of him and slow him down so his teammates could get in there and get their hands on him.
Herculaneum needs a stop right here. They need to get some momentum back in their favor. Williams under center. Gets the snap. And the give again is to Sims. This time he fights his way forward. Gets just enough for the first and then an extra yard on top of it.
Antoine Sims is not a big guy. Did an excellent job there of continuing to drive those legs after the initial contact. Herculaneum got a hold of him 3 or 4 yards in the backfield. He just kept driving. Just got enough to get that first down.
1st and 10, Madison at the Herculaneum 45.
Destinations in over 150
High formation Bears.
our One World partners. One more win. We're going for gold.
Williams just going to lunge forward, and he gets a couple of yards. Looks like he gets to close to the 43.
It looks like they're giving him about 3 on that drop there. Unusual play on first down. Try that quarterback sneak because they did the 4 down linemen and they showed 2 linebackers coming at him there. Herculaneum definitely had the right defense called on that play.
If nothing else, it seems like Madison just wants to keep Herky guessing a little bit. Got a new player warming up right now for Herculaneum, Matt Lodike. They might want his arm out there to throw.
Madison's daring them to do it.
Yeah. Timeout called by Madison. They have to burn a timeout as it's 2nd down and about 8. 9:37 remaining in this football game as Herculaneum trails by 1. As we mentioned, Matt Lodike is warming up for Herculaneum, the backup quarterback. They might be bringing it into the game because they might like his arm maybe a little bit better and knowing that Herky's only chance might be throwing the football.
I'm watching him throw. He's slinging 25-yarders pretty easily. Question is, with the speed that Madison College Prep has, can one of their receivers get open? We saw Kaufman do it in the first half on a slant pattern, and he did a good job on that, and he screened the player off very well. Venable did a great job of hitting in the numbers on that play. I wonder if Lodike doesn't have a little bit stronger arm possibly, and they're going to try to take advantage of Madison College Prep just daring them to throw the ball.
Lodike has not had many chances to throw this season, being the backup quarterback. He is 3 out of 5, throwing the football for 69 yards. No touchdowns, no picks.
2nd and 8.
The thing you got to remember here, though, I mean, Herky's defense has got to make a stop.
Absolutely.
Loaded backfield for the Bears, and room up the middle. Look at the hole, and look at him keep going. Sims rumbles inside the 30-yard line. Finally rolls down at the 27. 1st down run for Sims of Madison, and he nearly broke it.
The free safety had to step up, Tristan Byers, and stop that. Otherwise, it's 6 from 40 yards out. Antoine Sims has done a great job of stepping in for the injured Brown.
Loaded backfield still, crowded backfield. Sims gets the handoff. This time he stutter steps a little bit, and that allows Herculaneum to converge on him pretty quickly, bring him down for a short gain. Maybe a yard. 2nd and 9.
Garrett Cosma got some decent penetration into the backfield, kind of bottled things up, got a hold of a leg so the rest of the Herculaneum defenders could get in there and shut that down for a gain of 1.
Madison Prep leads 14-13 over Herculaneum in the fourth quarter. Sims again gets the carry. Big time stop by Herculaneum. Great open field tackle by 65 Garrett Cosma.
2 plays in a row by Cosma to hold them to 2 yards each. 1 yard on those 2 runs. Cosma's stepping it up. Now somebody else has got to get in there and knock that ball loose for Herculaneum, get that offense back on the field.
It's about 3rd down and 8. Herculaneum stacking that box as they go back to that 3-back formation. This time faking is Williams. He's trying to run to the near side. He gets stopped. He is going to be gang tackled by several Herculaneum defenders. Leading the charge was number 55, Frank Maxwell.
Frank Maxwell got in there to level him and finish off that play. Good, clean, hard hit. Landon Harper and one of his teammates absolutely exploded into that backfield. I think they were on a blitz that just absolutely blew that play up, and Demasio Williams had to turn that back to the inside where Herculaneum could really put a hurt on that one.
So it brings up 4th down and about 13. He lost about 5 yards on that play.
They've done a good job of keeping Demasio Williams in check on the running side of things. He's got 7 carries for only 19 yards. He did have the one big 20-yard run.
Now we got a delay of game against Madison. That's going to push him back to the 35-yard line.
They've done a better job of cleaning up the penalties here in the second half. They only have 4 for 30 yards in the second half.
Are they going to try to go for it here or pin Herculaneum deep? It doesn't look like it's the kicking squad that's coming out there. 52 is their punter.
4th and 17. They're on the other team's 35-yard line. It's probably not a bad idea to go for it here because at this point, Herculaneum hasn't had much success offensively.
And a pass play down the right sideline it goes. It's knocked away, incomplete. They ran a little trickery and a different guy lined up in the backfield to throw the football. That was number 15 who threw the ball that time. That's Darius Ball. It's an incomplete pass. Herculaneum takes over at their own 35-yard line. With 7:28 to play, Herculaneum trails by a point.
Very, very smart play. Herculaneum was ready for that. They had 2 men covering the receiver who was the only one out in the pattern. Both players knocked the ball down, which puts them right back up at the 35-yard line instead of back on the 15 where they would have had if they would have intercepted the ball.
And here comes Matt Lodike into the game, the backup quarterback for Herculaneum. He's got an empty backfield. He's going to try to pick this team apart, and there's nearly an intercepted ball. Blocked away. Herculaneum did not get very good protection there for Lodike as they had a surge up front, and they knocked the pass down incomplete.
That was Stockard again. He put that swim move on again and got those long arms up in the air and just knocked that ball right back at Lodike.
He looked like a center swatting the ball away in basketball. Lodike looking to pass. He's rolling to the near side. Now stops, goes back to the right. Throws downfield, incomplete. He short-hopped his intended receiver. He was trying to get it to Harper. Incomplete near the 50-yard line, and now it's 3rd down and 10. So far, not good for Herculaneum running their offense.
Madison College Prep is getting too many guys into the backfield. I know Lodike just came into the game, but he needs to get that ball out to a receiver a little quicker than that.
No doubt.
Because they're going to have a hard time blocking because they're still putting 8 guys in the box. They're pushing 8 guys at Lodike.
They're just relying on that one-on-one coverage. Lodike back to pass, looking. Now he's going to step up and run. Running to the near side. Heaves it to the sideline. Kaufman, a leaping grab on the sideline near side. It is caught. Kaufman with a big catch there on a 3rd and long at the 47-yard line of Madison Prep. 1st down, they move the chains.
Lodike running around back there with all kinds of pressure, doing his best impersonation of Fran Tarkington here in Crystal City, Missouri. He gets a little green space, doesn't cross the line of scrimmage, and waves his receiver down the field, floats one out there. Matt Kaufman goes up as he's backpedaling, pulls the ball down right on the sideline, and gets the 1st down and keeps the chains moving for Herculaneum.
It wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. 1st and 10, Herculaneum at the 48 of Madison Prep. Lodike back to pass again. Throws over the middle. Kaufman again had it. He drops the ball, but there is a flag.
That was the exact same play, only from the left side this time that they scored on in the first half. He runs a 7-yard and then he slants at a 45-degree, which makes it very difficult for the receiver to jump that pattern without pass interference. This time, the defender just reached out and grabbed his leg as he was trying to jump and bring that ball in. If he doesn't do that, there is a lot of green space. That could have been a great catch and run for Kaufman and Herculaneum on that play.
Pass interference call gives it to Herculaneum at the 33-yard line, 1st and 10. So they are getting closer, knocking on the door. Hardly any time has come off the clock, 7:04. Again, it's Lodike out of the gun with Harper in the backfield. They bring Brown in motion and a bad snap. Lodike is able to pounce on it back at the 42. Make it the 43-yard line. Big time loss. Bad snap to Lodike. He may not have seen it coming. Either way, that ball was off to the side.
I doubt that they're going on a silent snap count, but he is raising the leg, which either means snap the ball or they want the guy to go in motion. That time he was looking over his receivers, barking out orders, and the snap came at him.
Lodike looking to pass again, looks to the near side. He's hit from behind. Down he goes. In his own territory, too. He was going to lose some big-time yards there.
Demasio Williams got through on that left side. Lodike was rolling out to his left, never saw him coming, and absolutely got leveled from behind on that play and lost about another 15.
Getting hit by the blind side. Ball is back at the 47-yard line of Herculaneum. They have got a long ways to go. 3rd down and a mile. 31 yards, I believe it is. Lodike back to throw. Over the middle it comes and is picked off, intercepted by Madison Pratt. At the 32-yard line, it is intercepted by number 1, Travion.
That play there is probably not a bad idea, as long as he's got the time, which he hasn't had, to really heave the ball down the field. If nothing else, it's going to act like a punt, too. At least he got them back to their own 32-yard line, to the worst starting field position of the second half.
Yep, good point. Madison takes over. And back into the game is their tailback, Tari Brown. And they give the ball right to him. He's running to the near side. Apparently the cramp is loosened up for him, but he is going to be gobbled up at the 32-yard line. No gain as Herculaneum brought him down on the right side.
Antoine Sims has been the only runner from Madison that's been able to get any kind of yardage whatsoever. Herculaneum's done a pretty good job keeping Williams and Brown both in check here in the second half, running the ball.
And Williams has had a couple of good runs, but he's also had some that didn't go anywhere.
His first 3 runs, he was in negative yardage. He just had the one, about 27 yards that he broke out that actually put him into positive yardage.
I formation for Madison. Williams takes the snap, gives to Brown running left. Trying to cut back up the middle. Herculaneum stands him up at the 35, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Give him about 2 on that play. Good job by the Herculaneum defense. The end got out there and would not let him get around the edge. He sealed that off and forced him back into the inside, right into the pursuit of Herculaneum, where 3 players were waiting for him to hold him to a 2-yard gain. They got about 3rd and 7. Herculaneum really needs a stop here.
3rd down and about 7. I formation behind Williams. Takes the snap. Give is to Brown, running left. Herculaneum again. He lost the football. It's fumbled. Picked up by Herculaneum. Running down the right sideline. It's pay dirt for Herculaneum. A defensive score for the Black Cats. Brandon Smith with the fumble return for Herculaneum.
We were just talking about Herculaneum needing to get a stop. This is like just out of the replacements. Go get me the ball. Go get me the ball. He went and got the ball. Nico Brown and the outside linebacker got a hold of him. And once they had him stood up, a second and a third man in, came in, popped the ball loose, and then held on to the runner. Next thing you know, Brandon Smith picks it up. One player has a shot at him, gets a hold of him. He breaks the tackle. There's the weight room training, and then outruns everybody to the end zone to put Herculaneum on top.
A fumble returned by the Black Cats gives them the lead with 4:13 to play.
Madison College Prep was trying to play Herculaneum football and run the ball and eat up the clock, and it just bit them on that play.
And they are going to go for two. Venable going to run it himself, nowhere to go. He got popped. Nowhere to go for Venable. The two-point conversion, no good, but Herculaneum leads 19-14 with 4:13 to play in the game. We'll take a 1-minute break on KJFF.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're for the people of Missouri. We're for kayakers, car dealers, grocery baggers, and mail carriers. We're for teachers, preachers, students, and singers. Armed service members, you bet we're for you. We're for people who shake your hand and say hello, not because they know you, but because they don't. We're for brewmasters, stockbrokers, beauty queens, and truck drivers. And don't worry, we're still for farmers too. Whatever you do, if you're a Missourian, we're for you.
See Alan Depew, your Missouri Farm Bureau insurance agent in Crystal City. If you're in Jefferson County, Alan's got you covered.
Hi, this is Ken Waller, your Jefferson County executive. On November 4th, please help me continue to make Jefferson County work for you. I've balanced our budget every year. I've lowered the county property tax rate. I've doubled our county's reserves in just over 3 years, and I've increased funding for our first responders. It would be an honor and a privilege to once again serve as your county executive. I ask you to cast your vote November 4th so I can take the first step in continuing to deliver results for our county.
Paid for by citizens to elect Waller. Flo Penrod, Treasurer.
Herculaneum kicking off to Madison Prep, and the kick to the far side will be fielded near the 20, dropped there, picked back up by the return man, and he's looking for room, and he spins away. He's got some room now. To midfield he goes, and he's pushed out of bounds, close to the 50-yard line. What a return by Young. A lot of over pursuit perhaps there for the Herculaneum defenders.
It does happen. It was a short kick. It was only down about the 20-25 yard line, and that does happen sometimes when a player drops the ball like that. All these players on the kickoff team see ball and go straight at it, and they break their coverage down, and they don't stay in their lanes. If he can get around that first wave, this is what happens sometimes. 25, 30-yard return to put them right back in really good field position. They're starting out on the 46-yard line again.
It's a great field position, like you said, for Madison. With 4:03 to play, they trail by 5. Herculaneum has forced 4 turnovers on Madison Prep. They have scored on 3 of those. Handoff to the near side. No room there. Finally, the quarterback is down. We got a flag out there as well.
Devin Foote got out there, got a hold of that jersey, and absolutely was not letting go. He held on to him until 3 or 4 more players finally got there, and no flag?
No flag. But that was Williams taking a 2-yard loss there. And Devin Foote just would not let go of him.
There's that weight room strength training, holding on to that jersey and not letting go.
Williams throws over the middle. A tip pass falls incomplete. Off the fingertips of the intended target. Thrown a little bit high by Williams. It brings up 3rd down.
I think that was Maxwell. No, 59. I would love to give him credit for that.
That is Labriere.
Oh, Labriere, that's right. He's up here. 59. He changed numbers. Good job by Labriere. That ball almost got over. He just got that right fingertip on it enough, just enough to redirect it.
3rd down and 12. Out of the gun is Williams. Low snap, but he has it. Throw is incomplete. Over the head of the target. He was intending to try to hit number 2 on a slant pattern. Minor. Over his head, incomplete, brings up 4th down. 3:18 to play. The clock stops. Herculaneum on top, 19-14.
Sawyer Wilfong did this in the second quarter. He really started getting pressure from this left end spot. He was unaccounted for. He can see him coming out of the corner of his eye, and it's really paying dividends for Herculaneum right now.
Williams on 4th down, looking to throw. He gets hit as he throws, heaves it downfield, and it's caught. Caught by Madison. He had to wait for it, but he has it. He's got a 1st down, and he is finally brought down at the 17-yard line by Jackson.
Christian Jackson doesn't make that play right there. They are back on the board. That was a little bit of a blown coverage. They let him go after about a 20-yard play, and he just got that completion in. Even if the receiver had made a play on that ball, they probably would have called pass interference because he never looked back for the ball. He was trying to recover from missing the coverage on that one.
That's a huge fourth down conversion. Keeps this drive alive for Madison. Williams up the middle on the keeper for a couple of yards to the 13-yard line. 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7. Clock counting and running with 2:40 to play. Williams again keeps it. This time he stood up at the line of scrimmage. Nico Brown finishes him off after he was slowed up by Maxwell.
Maxwell got in there and got a hold of just enough jersey that Nico Brown could come in and lay the boom on him and back him up.
Check that. It was Cosma 65 who slowed him up for Brown to come in. And a little over 2 minutes left. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5. Williams will be under center. Now he goes back to the shotgun with Brown. He's looking to pass. Throws over the middle. It's intercepted. Taken away by Nico Brown. Brown to midfield to the 30, the 40, 50-yard line being brought down. No, yes. Finally he goes down. Just shy of the 30-yard line. Nico Brown with the pick and big return for Herculaneum.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching this senior leader and captain on this team and their leading tackler step up and act the way a senior should and one of the top guys on your team. 2nd interception of the night. Herculaneum absolutely needs a play. Good pressure on the quarterback. Nico Brown reads his eyes the whole way and picks that off on the 3-yard line, takes it all the way back, almost got a horse collar tackle on it. If he breaks that, it's a pick 6. That would have been my 2nd pick 6 in 2 weeks. Great job by Nico Brown to come out here and put this game real close to being on ice for Herculaneum.
Now they just want to run out the clock with 1:46 left. Handoff goes to Harper, and he gets hit in the backfield. Minimal gain as he got hit low. Stumbles forward, back basically to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
They had a guard pulling on that play, but the timing was off on the play. I don't know if Harper wasn't far enough in the backfield. He actually ran into the pulling guard that was coming out to lead block for him. Now, who called the timeout on that? Was that Madison?
That was Madison.
Is that their 3rd timeout here in the second half?
It might be. At least their 2nd.
That would be an unusual timeout because with 1:37 left, if that's their 3rd timeout, they have none left here in the second half. Essentially, Herculaneum, if they just need to hold on to the ball.
That is essentially what they have to do. Well, the defense has come up with some big plays for the Black Cats. 4 turnovers forced by this Herculaneum defense. 3 of them have led to touchdowns. In fact, all 3 of Herculaneum's touchdowns in this game have come off those turnovers, including a fumble 6 and nearly a pick 6 just a moment ago.
2 interceptions in both halves. 3 of them led to points for Herculaneum. That's what you're supposed to do. That's just a great job by Herculaneum to step up and make them pay for those mistakes.
1:37 left. Venable will operate out of the gun. He'll bring Harper in motion. And movement by Nico Brown before the snap, and that draws the flag. He's out of that fullback position. False start against Herculaneum.
I'm sure the coaching staff isn't real happy about that, but they're not going to say too much about him after that pickoff right here that got him into this position in the first place. The only thing bad that it really does is it stops the clock.
Yeah. 19-14 Herculaneum on top. Trying to hold off Madison Prep. We're now joined on all 3 radio stations here on our regional radio as the direct snap goes to Venable, the quarterback, and he was able to get a few yards off left tackle. Brought down just shy of the 35-yard line.
I think he picked up about 2 on that play. Puts him for about 9 on his 3rd carry. But as soon as he carried that ball, the coaching staff was yelling at him, They want both hands on that football. He only had one arm on that football when he tried to cut back because Madison College Prep, every kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that timeout was about. Knock the ball loose.
Down to a minute remaining on 3rd down and 13. I think Madison Prep is out of timeouts. They are out of timeouts. Snap to Venable. He's going to give to Harper. Up the middle he goes for a couple of yards. He'll reach the 32-yard line. And Madison is going to burn their final timeout. I thought maybe they had one more, and they did, and they used it now as it's going to be 4th down coming up with 41 seconds left.
Be interested to see what Herculaneum wants to do here. Do they want to run it? Do they want to send their punter out there and just try to pin them way back deep? Just kick it out of the back of the end zone and try to make them go 80 yards? This is going to be real curious football here because all Herculaneum had to do is get one first down.
Yep.
Unfortunately, they had the illegal procedure penalty that stopped the clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that hurt them right there.
So it's going to be 4th down and 10. And what are they going to decide to do? Coach Cook has his team huddled up here on the near sideline as they are talking this one out on what they want to do on 4th down and 10, leading by 5. And essentially not wanting to give the ball back to Madison, but they're going to have to in some way, shape, or form. But the good news is they are deep into Madison territory. They are going to run some offense as Venable is out there in the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. He's got Harper in the backfield along with him. Harper gets the handoff, running to the right side, trying to follow blockers. He is hit at the 34-yard line and brought down there. So it does take some time off the clock, but Herculaneum will turn it over on downs back to Madison with 37 seconds left.
They had the double team block out there. They had lead blockers for him. Antoine Sims actually ducked down underneath of the blockers and split them to get up and make that play on Harper and bring him down after a pickup of only 2.
Herculaneum came in with a record of 6-3. Madison Prep 2-6, but as we mentioned, a pretty good schedule Madison has played.
Herculaneum's got 4 safeties out there right now. They're going to keep everything in front of them with 37 seconds and just knock it down.
It's a prevent defense. And an empty backfield for Madison as Williams is out of the gun. Back to pass, looks across the middle, heaves it, overshoots his target, intercepted by Kaufman. Taken back by Herculaneum. Kaufman picks it off, and that is pretty much going to seal the deal for Herculaneum to advance.
Kaufman just kept moving backwards, looking towards the quarterback. It was almost like he knew what they were throwing. He threw to the second receiver in from this sideline. It was overthrown. Kaufman back there just picks it off, hits the ground, and ices the game for Herculaneum.
Herky can just line it up in the victory formation and take a knee, and that would pretty much be it for this one. What an effort by both teams in this one, but it is the defenses that come up with the big plays tonight, and Herky forced many turnovers on Madison, and that's the difference.
You look at these two teams coming in, 2-6 versus 6-3. You think this is probably no contest. This is the 2 seed playing the 7 seed in the district. You think Herculaneum should walk away with this. But it's high school football. 1 or 2 matchups can make all the difference in this world, and this turned out to be a really good football game.
Black Cats win it by a score of 19-14 as the final seconds tick off after they take the knee. The Black Cats got everything they wanted from Madison Prep, but they win it. They advance on to face either Carnahan or Cleveland in the semifinals next week. 19-14, the turnovers, 5 turnovers by Madison Prep in this ball game, all leading to touchdowns for Herculaneum as they are, not all of them, but certainly all 3 touchdowns by Herculaneum were scored off their defense.
They had about 130 yards in penalties on about 16 different flags tonight. If Madison could correct that situation, they would be a very, very tough team to beat. They hurt themselves a lot. A ton of illegal procedure calls, blocks in the back, discipline-type fouls. If they can correct those things, this team is going to be a tough contender to deal with here in the future.